What's going on, guys? It's your boy G bringing y'all a video after a very long time. Nike has brought me out of retirement with their latest boots that they just dropped. And honestly, I'm a little bit skeptical with them because they're supposed to replace the almighty GX2, which in my opinion was the best boots Nike has ever made in terms of comfort, touch, weight, the overall package. The GX2 for me is king above everything else. So how do they improve on that? That's where my skepticism is, because how are you gonna improve on that? There's nothing you can really do. But honestly, I'm also curious to see what they did to this silhouette, because they could have either improved it a slight bit or they could have just completely ruined it. But I have them in hand. I'm gonna unbox them for you guys right here, right now, and we're gonna put them on feet also to see how they feel out of the box. Bam! Let's go ahead and get into it. As you guys can see, these top-end boots come in a regular schmegular orange Nike box. Nothing special, not the usual gray box we see from Nike. This is just a plain standard box. Let's go ahead and look at the tag. There it is right there. And as you guys can see, it says Phantom 6 Low Elite in the AG Pro variation. Nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. First time seeing this in person. And bam, here they are, the Phantom 6. Whew. They actually look pretty nice, I'm not even gonna lie. I know a lot of people were saying they were not a big fan of this color, but I actually quite like it. I feel like it's gonna stand out on the pitch for sure. I do like this Nike 3D Nike check right here on the back. That gives it a nice pop. It also has like this diamond texturing right there and this fluorescent color that you see on the sole plate. So I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but this kind of changes color as well a little bit whenever you know, the light hits it. Same as the sole plate, which looks absolutely fantastic. The chrome obviously will wear off as you wear the boots, but that's obviously not going to change the performance. The AG plate looks pretty identical to the previous generation. Nothing changes there. And honestly, I can't complain. The AG Pro from Nike has been solid for me for many years, so I can't complain with that stud pattern. I like it. I'm familiar with it, and it's great. And first impressions in holding these, they're actually very light. I didn't think they were going to be as light as the GX2, just because in the GX1, if you had the GX1, I actually have a GX1 here. Where is it? Here it is. So the original GX had this two-piece construction that had this flight knit upper, and on top of that you had the grip knit upper that overlaid that. So it was a two-piece. In the GX2, where's my GX2? And the reason why I thought this was an improvement over the GX1 is because they combined both of those uppers essentially and gave you one single upper, making for a thinner upper overall and a softer upper overall. So I'm a bit disappointed to see that Nike went back to the two-piece construction of the GX1. I feel like the one combined upper itself was the way to go. But listen, I haven't tried these. I haven't put them on. These are just my initial opinions and thoughts on these. I would have loved to see a one-piece upper, but instead they went back for the two-piece. So we have to see how well they refine this grip knit. Because who knows, maybe it is as soft now as the GX2, but we'll see. We'll see. Just out of the box, they feel really light. They look really cool in this colorway, and I want to just test out the pliability of this upper out of the box. And that's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. You can also hear it. It's definitely stiff out of the box. Already a step down from the GX2. The reason I love these so much was because from the very first seconds that I put these on, you can feel the comfort. These required zero breaking time for me. I put them on my feet the first time and was able to play with no discomfort anywhere on my foot or anything, and that's why this is such a special boot for me. This I can tell is going to require some breaking time. Maybe it won't be as much as other boots, but nevertheless it's going to require some breaking time. I can feel that just based on touching this upper. I can tell it is gonna, you know, be pliable once it is broken into, and it's gonna be pretty soft because grip knit itself is just a very pliable upper. But it is gonna require some breaking time. So there's that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this insole, see if anything changes there. All right, here you have your insole. It looks like pretty standard insole. Nothing changes there. You have your same material used on every other insole, so nothing special there. Just pretty standard there. All right, so here they are, man. The Nike Phantom 6. Let's go ahead and take out the other boot and let's see what else we get inside of this box. It looks like you do get a string bag. It's this gray Nike string bag that has Nike football written all over it in different languages. Nothing special, nothing crazy. You do get one nevertheless. And yep, here they are, the Nike Phantom 6. I'm excited to put these on and test them out and break them in just to have that comparison with the GX2 that in my opinion is gonna be hard to beat. Any football boot, not just these, but like in general, these for me are grails, man. We're gonna look back on these 5, 10, 15 years from now. We're gonna look at these like we looked at the OG Hypervenom Phantom. Now don't get me wrong, these are still an excellent football boot. I love these, but these right here, they're just something else for me, man. They did give you some 3D texturing that's embedded into the grip knit already, and it does feel grippy. The grip knit on here also feels very sticky, very grippy. More, I would say so, than on the GX2, which again, I don't know if it was the way to go or not. We're gonna have to test these out. A problem that a lot of people had with the GX1 was that the upper was too grippy, especially when you were playing on a dry surface area. The ball would just stick to this grip knit so much that it would get the ball stuck under your foot and you would trip on it and, you know, make a disaster with the ball. To me, on the GX2, they were able to fix that. They were able to tone down that grip knit just to where you feel it, but it wasn't getting in the way. And again, that's why for me, this boot is so special, especially with these, you know, 3D ribs that they got on here that you can fairly feel, and they're predominant on there. Man, what a boot. These don't quite feel like these ribs right here. These feel a little bit more tamed down, if you will, more not as predominant, which again, I don't know if I would prefer over this, you know. Like I like that pinging sensation when I was hitting the ball with this area on these boots here. And you are going to get some of that with these just because obviously it's there, so it's something that's going to make contact with the ball, but I feel like you're not going to notice it as much. I'm definitely excited still to try them out and just to see what Nike did or what their thought process was behind these boots. They feel a little bit rushed in my opinion. They feel a little bit like they just needed to get something now to, you know, keep it fresh, keep it new. And they came out with these, but they feel a little rushed. They feel a little like they didn't know where to go from the GX2. And in a way, I sort of understand them, because how do you improve on a boot that gave you literally everything? The one drawback from the GX2 that a lot of people complained about was since the upper was so pliable and so free, you did get a little bit of slippage inside of the boot when making hard turns and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I didn't really notice too much of that. But I can see how it would be an issue for other people. But yeah, let's go ahead and throw these on feet and see how they look on feet. But actually first, you know what? I have a scale. I'm just curious to see the weight difference between this. So let's go ahead and bring a scale out and weigh these. All right, guys. So I have the scale. I have 3 boots right here. Bam. GX1, GX2, and the new Phantom 6. So I think it would be interesting to put these on the scale and see how much they weigh. Starting off at 0, let's go ahead and start off with the GX1. They're all in the same size, by the way. Size US men's 7. And as you guys can see, the GX1 weighed in at 163 grams. So super light on these. They were revolutionary when we got them first with the grip knit, the lightweight, sensational. We moved on to the GX2. From 2-piece construction to 1-piece construction. Let's check it out. 161 grams. Okay. So 2 grams weight difference between the GX1 and the GX2. Not very significant, but it still shed some weight. So now for the moment of truth. The Phantom GX6 out of the box. I can tell it feels heavier actually. I can just on holding it, I can tell it feels a little heavier. But let's just go ahead and put it on the scale. No shot. No shot. 158 grams. I was dead wrong. I just ate my words, Nike. Nike was able to shed 3 grams. 3 grams off of the GX2 on this new Phantom 6, going back to a 2-piece construction. Oh my god. And you know what too? Honestly, realistically, it would shed even more weight if they just made this like a, you know, like a sticker, not a sticker, but like, I don't know how to explain it. Like if they made it more like this, I guess, like this material. I don't know. This feels like it's actually hard, you know, like it weighs something. So Nike could really shed even more weight, which is crazy to think about if they didn't go with these, like, you know, 3D printed Nike checks all over right here, which is crazy. But Nike made me eat my words. Wow. Shedded 3 grams going back to a 2-piece construction. That's actually pretty impressive. And that just goes to show you that these are going to weigh pretty much nothing on your feet. They're going to feel really light. They're going to be really, really explosive. Wow. I'm actually very surprised. But all right, let's go ahead and move on to the on foot portion. And let's check out how they look on feet. All right, guys. So here are the Phantom 6 on feet. And I'm not even going to lie. I think Nike just made me eat my words straight into my mouth, bro. I didn't really think it was gonna be possible, but man, these actually feel really comfortable right out of the box as well. Now, I will say they are still gonna require a little bit of breaking time. Having them on feet now, though, I will say it's gonna be less than I thought it was originally. I thought you were definitely gonna have to. Please ignore Simba and Enzo all up in the footage, man. Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, having these on feet, I think the breaking time is definitely gonna. Excuse me, Simba. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, look, I can't even do my review. Cut. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the breaking time is gonna be less than I originally thought. Having these on feet, they feel really comfortable right out of the box. I'm glad they were able to still keep that shape from the GX2. These still have a good amount of width right out of the box as well. So these are going to be suited for pretty much any foot type. Unless you have maybe super excessive wide feet, then maybe they wouldn't be the boots for you. Or same here, if you have super narrow feet, maybe they wouldn't be the best. But if you just have normal feet, man, if you just have normal feet to a little bit of width or a good amount of width, I think these are still going to be good for you. Like I said, they feel really comfortable right out of the box. They look phenomenal in my opinion in this colorway. I have no complaints so far. Yeah, Nike just shut me up real quick. They just shut me up. So yeah, these are the Phantom 6 on feet. So far, first impressions, I like how they feel. I think they did a good job with the shape of the football boot. Once again, ignore Enzo and Simba if they're in the shot. But yeah, I think they did a good job with the width of the foot. And here is the toe box. Let's see if you guys can see it right here. So excuse me, Simba. My toe is right here. So there's about a half a nail distance between my foot and the tip of the toe box, which in my opinion is no biggie for me. I don't mind just a little bit of extra room there if it means for extra comfort, so I don't mind that at all. So yeah, if you're definitely interested in a pair for yourself, true to size would be the way to go. Alright guys, so in conclusion for this video, Nike just made me eat my words in literally 5 seconds of me putting these football boots on. I honestly doubted these. I didn't think it was going to be very possible for them to feel anything close to the GX2 just because of how good it was. But just in having these on feet, I can tell these are going to be really, really good. Just the comfort out of the box feels phenomenal. Feels almost identical to that of the GX2. So that's how I can tell once these are breaking into, they're going to be really, really good. If they feel anything like the GX2, you know what? I don't even mind it. I really do not. They're just, as long as they're comfortable, as long as they have that same grip knit touch, which this obviously does, as long as it has some type of striking element, which these does, I'm fine. You know, I'm good with that. Comfort for me is the #1 priority on my football boots, and the Phantom line has this component. So yeah, these are going to be no exception in having them on feet. I can tell they're going to be really comfortable. I am excited to wear them on the field. So stick around if you want to check me out using these and playing in them, breaking them in, because I'm definitely going to be doing that. And after I do all that, I'm going to assess my final opinions on this and let you guys know if they're worth buying or not. If you just should double up or triple up on the GX2 or GX1, whichever one you would prefer. But yeah, the width is good, the shape is good, no complaints there. So now it's just trying them out on the field and seeing how they perform there. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed anything or any part of this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the play test of these when it drops. It shouldn't take me too long to do a play test on these. Probably like a week and a half at most, just to kind of give it a good couple of trials and see how they perform there. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. And thank you guys again so much. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.